Everyone says Oblivion's main story is forgettable. And you know what? They are right. But they're also completely missing the point. The game achievement stats tell the whole story. On Steam, the global completion rate for the main quest hovers around a meager 6 to 8%. People just don't finish it. But what if I told you that the main quest is secretly the most important part of the game? Not for its story, but because it's a masterclass in game design. It is, from start to finish, the greatest tutorial ever made, built specifically to prepare you for the real game. I am Millennium Griffin and welcome back to my channel. Warning! This video contains spoilers for main questline in Oblivion Remastered. Like every Elder Scrolls hero, you start your journey as a prisoner. But this is not just a narrative trope. It's the first day of school. The Imperial prison and the escape through the sewers isn't just an intro, it's the first lesson, the fundamentals. The game strips you down to nothing and, moment by moment, forces you to learn. Emperor, on the run from assassins, just so happens to open a secret passage in your cell. As you follow him, the game elegantly introduces its core mechanics in a perfectly controlled environment. You learn how to move, to jump, to interact with things. You are handed a torch, teaching you about light and darkness. That first rat you see is not a threat, it's a combat tutorial. You learn to swing your weapon, to block and to manage your stamina. A little further in, you got separated from the Emperor and have to find another way. This is where the lesson plan expands. You find a locked chest, and right next to it, a skeleton with some lockpicks. The game does not need a pop-up text box, it teaches you by showing. This is how you pick locks. Then, you run into some goblins, and the game practically begs you to use sneak attacks or traps. That's stealth. You grab their gear, and now you get looting and inventory management. The sewer is masterfully designed classroom. It's linear enough that you can get lost, but varied enough to teach you everything you need to survive in the wide open world. By the time you emerge from that sewer grate, blinking in the sunlight and staring across the water at the islet ruins, you have not just finished a prologue. You've passed the final exam for Elder Scrolls 1-on-1. The world of Cyrodiil is now open, and you have all the basic tools you need. The game trusts you. The tutorial is over, or so you think. Your first real task is to take the Amulet of Kings to a guy named Joffrey. But almost immediately the real game starts to tempt you. You see the Imperial City on your compass, a massive metropolis just begging to be explored. Along the road you might stumble upon a bandit cave, a hidden ruin, or an NPC with a desperate plea. This is your first taste of Oblivion's greatest strength. Glorious, wonderful destruction. But the main quest knows this. It's patient, it waits for you to deliver the amulet, and when you do, it gives you the first major assignment. Find the lost heir to the throne. His last known location? The city of Quatch. The journey to Quatch is the next phase of your education. It's the second lesson, how the world works. This is not just about getting from point A to point B. It's about learning the sheer scale of Cyrodiil. The quest maker pushes you across a huge swath of the map, encouraging you to travel overland, discover new locations, and unlock the fast travel points you'll be using for the rest of the game. Of course, if you want, you can skip this part and just fast travel to Quatch. And then, when you finally get to Quatch, the lesson becomes brutally clear. This city is in ruins, besieged by Oblivion creatures, pouring out a fury pulsating gateway to another dimension, an Oblivion gate. This is not just a story beat, it's a powerful introduction to the game's central conflict. You, a fresh-faced adventurer, are enlisted to help the surviving guards fight their way back into the city and close that gate. That first trip into the Oblivion realm is epic. The sky is blood red, the ground is scorched, and alien towers claw at the sky. You fight your way through various creatures, ascend to main tower, and grab the sigil stone at the top. The whole place crumbles around you as the gate collapses. It's a thrilling, memorable experience. And it's also a tutorial. This one quest teaches you an entire gameplay loop for every Oblivion gate you face. It's a template, a repeatable formula for saving the world. And as many players will tell you, a formula that gets old fast. This is where most players check out the main story. After the High of Watch, the questline settles into what feels like a series of glorified rants. Find Martin, protect Martin, fight artifacts for Martin. This part of the main quest is where the secret tutorial idea becomes undeniable. The quest line to find the Edric artifacts for Martin is not just about fetching items. It's a mechanical introduction to the Daedric Shrine side quest, one of the best parts of the game. The hunt for the Mystic Dawn cultist teaches you how to follow clues and investigate mysteries. And most notoriously the quest Allies for Bruma. This is the part everyone remembers as the ultimate fetch quest, the point where the story grinds to a halt. But what if this is not just a filler? What if this is the core curriculum? Allies for Bruma seems on its face like a repetitive horror. You travel to several major cities across Cyrodiil and ask for aid. Many of the leaders tell you that they can help you until you close the Oblivion gate, threatening their own city. So you do, again and again. It feels like padding, designed purely to stretch the game length. But look at what it's actually doing. It is systematically sending you on grand tour of Cyrodiil. On your way to Skingard, you might find a vineyard with a pest problem. On the road to Levin, you might run into the Fighters Guild. In Cheydinhal, the headquarters of the Dark Brotherhood is right there. By sending you to the far corners of the map, the main quest is literally hand-delivering you to the doorsteps of the game's best content. It's an interactive brochure for the real game. During gate closure, you receive stones that you can use for enchanting your armor, and it will help you during later battles. The main quest is not trying to be an amazing story here, it's being a world-class guidance counselor. It's saying, hey, look, all these amazing things you could be doing. Here's the Mages Guild, here's the arena, here's the bizarre shrine on the main top. Go, have fun. The world-ending crisis can wait. And we listen. We abandon the main quest in droves, not because it's bad, but because it so successfully showed us something better. If you are one of them who actually sticks with it, the main quest eventually culminates in the final exam, the defense of Bruma and the final assault of Imperial City. The Great Gate that opens outside Bruma is the ultimate test of skills you learned all the way back in Quatch. It's bigger, more complex, and way more dangerous than any gate you've entered before. It's the final exam for gate closing one-on-one. Then comes the grand finale. Light the Dragonfires, Daedra appearing into the Imperial City, and Miruna's Dagon, the Daedric Prince of Destruction himself, smashes his way into reality. He is colossal, city-destroying monster, and the game makes one thing very clear. You cannot fight him. Your weapons are useless. This is the final, most important lesson Oblivion's main quest has to teach you. You are not the chosen one. Your role in the final battle is not to be the hero who slays the god. Your job is to be a bodyguard. You have to escort Martin to the Temple of the One, protecting him so that he can be the hero. Martin sacrifices himself, merging with the Amulet of Kings to become an avatar of the dragon god Akatosh, who then defeats Dagon in a spectacular battle you can only watch. Your role was purely supportive. The questline ends not with you landing the final blow, but with you witnessing the true hero sacrifice. It gives you the title Champion of Cyrodiil, but the real lesson is one of humility. It solidifies that your destiny is your own to make, not something handed to you by prophecy. The world is saved, but your story is just getting started. So, is Oblivion main quest forgettable? Absolutely. Is it repetitive? Without a doubt. But is it a failure? Not a chance. Maybe we've just been looking at it the wrong way all these years. Its narrative shortcomings don't matter, because its true purpose is not to tell a story. Its purpose is to teach. It's a game-spanning tutorial that introduces every core mechanic, guides you through every corner of the world, and points you towards the adventures that truly define the Oblivion experience. It builds your skills, gets you comfortable, and then gracefully steps back to let you forge your own path. It's a design philosophy that makes Oblivion one of the most welcoming and liberating RPGs ever made. The main quest doesn't demand your attention, it earns your loyalty by preparing you for 100 hours of pure freedom. It is not the star of the show, it's the stagehand working tirelessly in the background to make sure everything else can shine. And for that, it deserves to be remembered not as a forgettable story, but as the greatest tutorial of all time. In my opinion, Oblivion Remastered is 100% worth playing. Classic world, fresh feel. Playing through the main quest sparked an idea for a devastating heavy archer build, and I'm breaking it all down on this channel. What are your thoughts on Oblivion's main quest? Is it a brilliant tutorial or just a narrative slog? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the deep dive into classic RPG design, consider subscribing for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Millennium Griffin out.